beautiful soul. Welcome to day 3 of your 30-day yoga challenge. This theme is air. So we're going to get really rooted, just like yesterday, that grounded earthy class. We're going to get rooted so that we can be airy and light and expansive. We will start standing. You can stand at the top of your mat. I'm going to face you so you can see my feet. We're going to get right into Pada Bandha. Pada Bandha is your feet, your energetic connection to the earth. So here we go. Find yourself at the top of your mat, feet hip width apart, feet are parallel. So check that your heels aren't too far in or out, nice and parallel. Lift all 10 toes, press down into the four corners of your feet. So the big toe mound, the mound out by the pinkies, and as if you have two back corners at either side of your heel, you're plugging all four corners of your feet into the earth. Now, as your toes remain lifted, widen them out like the rays of the sun. And now look down as you breathe, of course, and place just your pinky toe down. Then the fourth toe, then the third, then the second, and then the big toe. Can you see the mat between each toe? Now, I remember this about 20 years ago, and I couldn't do anything with my toes, and I couldn't see the mat between my toes, and I thought it was impossible. So whatever you're experiencing, I'm telling you, it's possible with practice. So now our feet are rooted. Hug the balls of your feet and your heels toward each other, almost like a little bit of a suction cup, as if you're avoiding stepping on a sharp rock. Now you are in Pada Bandha. If you read my email before day 1 class, yoga is like a tree. We must have our roots energetically connected and entwined with the earth so we have the stability, the support, and the structure to open everything else. Even your feet affect your lungs, if you read that in the email I sent. So here we are in Skandasana mountain pose. So your thighs are engaged, your kneecaps are pulled up, but your knees are not locked out. There's a micro bend in your knees. You're drawing energy up. Pull up your pelvic floor, engage your belly without too much tension in your neck. Arms extend down, palms forward, and breathe. Imagine there's a line from the top crown of your head all the way down to your pelvic floor, and it's in a straight line. So some of us, like me, I have an anterior tilted pelvis, which means it sticks out. I have to tuck under slightly to be in this straight line. Keep your feet engaged in Pada Bandha. We're now going to breathe. Ujjayi breath, inhale. Lips are sealed, exhale. Remember, the Ujjayi breath is that gentle constriction of the back of the throat, the HA sound. As you inhale and as you exhale. Moving through air, feel the sensations in your body. See if you can feel your hands tingling as you focus on the energy and air around you. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Now bring your feet together into Samastitihi, which means the big toe mounds of your feet will touch, but your heels are slightly apart. So again, your feet are parallel. You're probably at the top of your mat. Again, hug in the thighs, tuck the pelvis under, shoulders back and down. Let's move through a gentle flow. Inhale, arms extend straight up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms into the mat, step back into plank. Inhale, heels are extending backwards. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale onto your belly, baby cobra. You can lift your hands for a moment. Exhale, engage your core, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Drawing your armpits toward each other. Opening across the back of your heart. Hips tilting up toward the sky. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you want here so you have a flat back. Bend your knees, look ahead, step, or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, core engage, root to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Samastitihi. Check your feet. Big toe mounds touch, heels slightly apart. Moving into a little half moon. Inhale, arms overhead. I ask you to interlace your fingers. Index fingers release. Squeeze your arms towards your ears. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze your core. Inhale, lift up even more. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, up and over to the left. 2 more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Your thighs are engaged. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Your glutes are engaged as well. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Mini back bend. Just lift your heart up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, hands come down the center line of your body into a forward fold. Remain here in the forward fold and walk your hands over and off the mat to your right. Keep your hips square to the front of your mat. Let your head hang, breathe. Beautiful. Walk your hands back through center. Over to the left. Again, hips staying square. Release the neck. Breathe. The sensation that you're feeling will be in the right side of your ribs all the way down your side body if you are extending your fingers out enough. Back to center. Now plant your right palm directly into your face. Bend your left knee. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Look up at your left thumb or down at your right hand. Breathe. Lengthening tail and crown in opposite directions. You're reaching up into the air. You can move your fingers, feeling the air. It is not necessarily empty. It's energy. Exhale, left hand replaces right. Left leg straight. Right knee slightly bent. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Look up at the right thumb or down. Ujjayi breath, remembering that this breath warms the body, clears out stagnant energy, protects and makes your muscles more malleable. So many benefits. Next, exhale, right hand comes down. Heel toe your feet together. Rise up onto your tiptoes as you lower your hips onto your heels. See if you can balance here. Squeeze your ankles and heels together. You're not collapsing down. You're energetically squeezing together, lengthening through your spine. Balancing in the air. Good. Exhale, release your fingertips to the earth. Lift your hips. Step your left foot back. Flex your right foot. Lengthen, grow tall through your spine. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you fold over your right leg. 2 more breaths. Good. Step forward, left meets right. Other side, right foot steps back, left flexes. Lengthen through your spine, draw your left hip back. Remain here or fold. Sometimes we need to bring the floor up. This is where yoga blocks can help if you have them, but it's okay if you don't. Good. Step your right foot to meet your left. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Remember Pada Bandha, engagement in your feet. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Samasti. Sahi. Step out to your left. This is called wide angle forward fold. Heels this time are further out than your toes, so they're pigeon-toed in a little bit. Draw the energy up, thighs engaged, kneecaps pulled up, but again, we're not locking out the knees. Hands on your hips. Inhale, look up. Hollow out the front of your belly as you forward fold. Lots of options here. You can release your fingertips to the mat. If so, straight line from your toes across fingers all the way across. Use your hands to draw the crown of your head deeper. Now, if you're pretty flexible and your head's floating, it means you need to take a wider stance so that the crown of your head will eventually touch down. Breathe. Some of you might have a tripod headstand here. It's not necessary to take it, but maybe you want to be careful. Breathe. Ujjayi breath. Hollow out your pelvis. Good. Inhale, hands to hips. Exhale, remain here. Strong thighs, root into your feet. Inhale, rise up. Good. And now our heels come in, our toes come out. You'll hear a lot of teachers call this goddess pose. I like to call it temple pose. I feel that's better for both men and women. And since today our class is air, then we want to imagine this is a temple and we are opening the doors and windows and we are letting the air circulate and cleanse. Little lower. I know you're burning. I am. Lift your right heel if you can. It's okay if not. Lower it down. Other side. Now, if your knees are knocking in a bit, the key is to turn your feet a little bit more in if your knees are kind of caving in. Release your hands to your thighs. Left shoulder in, right shoulder out. Gaze out over your right shoulder. 2 more breaths. Hopefully your thighs are burning. Beautiful. Inhale through center, right shoulder in, left shoulder out. Back to temple. Hands at your heart. Maybe rise up over your head a little lower. One more time. Lift your right heel. I know you've got this. It's making you stronger. Lower. Other side. Lower. Here we go. Inhale, rise up out to star pose. Get expansive as you can. Reach out into the air, to the space. Ujjayi breath. One more breath. Beautiful. Now inhale, hands come up to touch. As you exhale, warrior 2 on the right. So your right foot will turn to the front edge of your mat, back foot parallel, gaze out over your right thumb. Inner thigh, or your thigh is rotating out. You should be able to see your right big toe. If not, adjust. Now you can tell people who are future and past thinkers because they'll be here if they're in the past. And if they're a future thinker, like I tend to be, be here, right? So bring your body right into the center. Flip your right hand. Feel the air in your palm extend forward and sweep up and over into reverse warrior. Left hand is on your back leg, bend a little deeper. One more breath. Inhale, rise. Side angle, right forearm to your right thigh. Sweep your left arm down, around, and over. Fingers are together. Heart spins open, look down or look up under your left arm. Inhale, rise back to star pose, feet are parallel. Other side, warrior two, left foot directly forward, back foot parallel. Check your stance. Right in the present moment, awareness, gaze out over your left middle finger. 2 more breaths. Flip your left hand, extend forward, root into your feet. You're still engaged, and take a reverse warrior as if you just drew a rainbow over your head with your fingertips. Bend a little deeper into your front leg. 1 more breath. I know your thighs are burning. Inhale. And side angle, sweep your right arm down and around. Fingers together, spiral your heart, look up, thighs are engaged, your feet are hugging toward each other, pelvic floor lifting, breathe, soften your face, soften your jaw. Inhale, rise back into star pose. Open your heart, open your chest. The heart is the element of air. Opening up into the air, being spacious, being expansive. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward just so we can come into Skandasana, sometimes called surfer pose. Start to bring the weight into the right foot and bend your leg. Now, some of you, this is where you're going to be, and you're going to be feeling it on the inner thigh. If you are more flexible, you can come down a little bit more. It's okay if your heel is up and you'll be here, or you can sit on a block if you have one. You go even deeper by lowering that heel to the mat. Stay wherever you need to be. And the final expression of this posture is left hand comes to right ankle. Inhale. Right arm sweeps up and over and maybe grasps the outside of your left foot. Breathe. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale, rise. We'll make our way to the other side. Simply use your hands, maybe kind of like a spider crawl over to the other side. Be wherever you need to be. It could be here. Maybe your heel lowers and your right toes rise up. Maybe you take the full expression, right hand to left ankle. Inhale. Left arm sweeps up and over. I'm sweating. Hopefully you are too. See, when you use appropriate energetic alignment, every posture that just looks like you're stretching, everything is active. Back to center. Straighten your legs. Hands to hips. Inhale. Rise up. We're going to take one balancing posture before we make our way to the ground. Root into your left foot. Lift your right knee. So it'll be here. Hold this and remain here if you need to. If you'd like to go further, 2 peace fingers of your right hand around your right big toe. Keep your chest lifted. Extend your leg forward. Breathe. Maybe you remain here, or perhaps travel on. Leg out to the side. If you need the extra balance, you can be here. Breathe Ujjayi breath. Remember to always pick a dristi, a focal point, one point that's not moving, and you steady and still your eyes. Just steady and still your mind. Are you still balancing? If you fall out, just come right back in. If you want to take the final advanced version, left hand to the outer edge of your right foot. If you're still balancing, you're doing great. Extend your right arm out. And eventually you look out over your right thumb. I know you're feeling it. Release on your exhale. I like to do a little bit of a dance, like a hula dance before I move to the other side. Just enjoy the air around you. You tell I'm a little bit out of breath. This is a challenging class for sure. Other side. So we're going to root into the right foot now. Again, that Pada Bandha is completely engaged. Right hand to hip, peace fingers around the left big toe. Maybe you just stay here in this balance, which is plenty to just be here, picking your dristi point, your focal point. If you want to go further, peace fingers, big toe extend forward. Remain here or travel on. If you are staying here, you can look out to the right. Your right arm can be out for balance if you need. Inhale back. You tried it on one side, try it on the other. Right hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Open up in a T. Strong, lifting. Breathe. Take your time. Back to how we started. Inhale. And exhale. Release. Good. Take a step to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms lift up overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. If it's in your practice, you'll know what I mean. Press through, maybe upward facing dog this time. Tops of your feet, thighs strong. Exhale, downward dog. Lower your knees to the mat, toes tucked under. 10-toe stretch. Shift your hips back. Release your forehead to the mat. And breathe. You want a little more intensity here. Hands to your heart center. We're going to do one hip opener as we come to our final postures. Now, yesterday we did reclined pigeon. That's the figure 4 with the knees. You can take that one again if you need to. If full pigeon is in your practice, you'll bring your left knee to the outer edge of the right side of your mat. You'll start to inch this leg back. Keep your hips square. It's very helpful to put blankets or pillows under your hip for support. This front foot stays flexed. Make sure you're not here sitting over off to the side, okay? So inhale, and then as you're ready, simply fold forward. Stack one hand over the other and rest. We're going to be here for 1 minute. I'm going to watch the time. Good. So just breathe. Your Ujjayi breath is still engaged. Simply remain here. It's called pigeon pose. As I mentioned, if you have pigeon posture variations in your practice, you are welcome to explore and practice those. We're halfway there, 30 more seconds. Where can you release more fully, more completely? Where can you let go, mind, body, spirit? As we prepare to exit this posture, hands come underneath the shoulders. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale here. Exhale again, or excuse me, on your next exhale, tuck your back toes under and step back. to downward dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Pigeon on the other side. Left knee to the outer side of the left mat. Foot stays flexed. Take your time extending this right leg back. Keep your hips square. Take your time to fold forward, surrender. Stack one hand on top of the other. And rest your forehead. Again, supporting under the hip. If you need, we'll be here 1 minute. Stay where you are. I'll watch the time for you. Where can you let go? Sometimes hip openers bring up tears if we stay there long enough. Like in yin yoga, we do postures like this, but we hold them for 3, 5, even 7 minutes. And what happens is you get deep into ligaments, fascia, even into joints, and it's a really powerful practice. So this is just a little taste if you've not practiced where you hold postures a little bit longer. 20 more seconds. We'll get ready to exit. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, press the earth away. Exhale here. Tuck your back toes underneath. Use your breath to lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's take a child's pose. Knees to the outer edges of your mat. Big toes to touch. Shift your hips back. Extend your arms forward and release. Good. Inhale. Rise. Have a seat. Lower all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a few circles, one direction. And then a few circles, the other direction. Bring the soles of your feet as your feet touch down together. Let your knees fall out to the sides. Use your hands, thumbs pointing up. Place them in the creases of your thighs and press your thighs away as you lengthen your spine and head away. Should feel really nice, like a lower back stretch. Take your spinal twist of choice. Hands bring your knees together. Open your arms like wings, palms facing up. Both knees can fall over to the left and head can look out to the right. If you need a deeper twist, feel free to deepen. Inhale, knees up. If you have them together, use your core to lift the knees up. Core engaged as you float them to the other side. Head goes the opposite direction of your knees. Strong core. Inhale, use the abdominals to bring the knees back up. Maybe a happy baby or any finishing postures you need. Maybe you need a back bend or an inversion. An inversion means any of those postures that gets us upside down. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap around for opposite elbow. Squeeze everything in tight. Scrunch your face, your nose, your fingers, your toes. Make yourself into the tightest, tensest ball you can. Hold it another breath. Squeeze. Now take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, open out into Savasana. Extend both legs out. Today, if you want, because this is an air class, maybe you take a lying star pose as your Shavasana, arms and legs wide as you rest. If you have sensitivity in your lower back, put something under your knees. Or take the traditional Shavasana, whatever makes you happy. Now allow yourself to come into stillness. Close your eyes. Release any control over your breath. I love this song. I frequently imagine that it's my higher self singing to myself. You don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you. That part of ourselves, God, source, energy, whatever you want to call it, but that part that is unconditional love and joy. Notice anywhere in your body where you can let go a little more completely. Allow yourself to melt into the mat. Allow yourself to be held. Or just at the 32-minute mark, you can remain here as I sing to you this mantra. This mantra, Hari Om. It ends and releases all suffering, connects us to divine oneness. Let your eyebrows and face feel like all your features could just slide right off. Notice all the points of contact your back body has. Let it all sink deeper into the earth. Hari Om. sees, recognizes the light in